Hello, everybody. Welcome to Western Cinema Presents 1995's The Quick and the Dead, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Sharon Stone, the late great Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobin Bell. You know Jigsaw. You know that guy. He's in it. Robert Blossom, Kevin Conway, Keith David, Lance Hickerson, Pat Hingle, Gary Sinise, Mac Boone, Oliver Burnett, Faye Masterson, Renor, Renor Shine, Woody Stone, Jerry Sundell, Scott Spiegel, Josh Denman, Patrick Finley, and Penn Sherrill, Toby Jeffy, and Robert Tabbert. Anyway, this is another one because to another great action film directed by Sam Raimi. I was pleasantly surprised when this came out. The year came out in 1995. So the synopsis reads this: in a dog and an edgy, darky, and humorous western, a young woman rides into the lawless town of Redemption to settle an old score that has haunted her since she was a child. In order to within her revenge, she concocts a deadly quick draw tournament where basically looking gunfighters. So this is a commentary track here. As much as we'd love to show them to you here on YouTube, we are restricted by the laws and guidelines of YouTube and copyright law. I do provide a additional screening room right there. Should be posted at both of the tops of our chats. This is the runtime of this. About an hour and 45 minutes. Deleted scenes is not with us at the time. He might jump in a little bit later. So if you don't have your own physical copy, you can join us in the screen room and watch it, follow along right there. If you haven't seen this film, this is a fun film. It gets over quick, and the performances by Hackman and Russell Crowe, DiCaprio, and Sharon Stone are nothing short of great. So I'm going to load up the Cosme room. I'm going to load up the screening room, sorry. And we will get this film underway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I give you The Quick and the Dead. Five, four, three, two, go. Hello, words and pictures, our friend and brother from across the sea. Across the pond or across the sea? One of those two. It's always good to see you, words and pictures. Keith David going through the great title for a gunfight. Seems it up nicely. Yeah. There's they call it Scarface in this. Tobin Bell, Mr. Jigsaw himself. All right, we get our introduction to the protagonist, Sharon Stone's character. I don't know why she threw his hat. Oh, he's got silver teeth. I don't think so. She changed it to a broken down wagon. And she took back her. Maybe that was a different hat. What if that was one of the wagons that got broken down on the wagon trail? Here you have her passing by a cemetery, where you have a lot of old West people who died were shot in the street. Oh. Music by Alan Silvestri. I never pronounced that name properly. There you have the town of Redemption. I don't think it's a very good town. I don't think it's a town that's going to thrive in the future. There's the Redemption Town Cemetery, which she rides through to get to the town. I don't know. These must be bandits. The burnt down home of the marshal who was her father. Oh yeah. Sorry for the spoilers. Sorry for the spoilers. I mean, this is a couple of years old. I mean, 95 to 25. What's that? 30 years? That makes it 30 years. Wow. It's hard to believe that this film's 35 because it doesn't feel like it's been 35 years or 30 years. Sorry. My sound is horrible. My sound is horrible. How about now? I did an adjustment, so I hope you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Do I sound better? I know I was speaking away from the microphone a little bit. I got it a little bit closer now, so I should be sounding a little bit better now. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me a little bit better. A little bit clackety. Maybe let me turn down my gain. Go into StreamYard just a few other things. Here we have Lance Hickerson's character, Ace Hanlon, a known gunfighter, supposedly. I do like his. He's wearing a leather jacket with all the different. He's got the spades, clubs, and diamonds and hearts on his jacket embroidered into it. That's a lot of aces. Apparently, he collects all aces for each person or man he's killed. And it's called redemption, hey? This is the one they call Star. You're still wearing your prison stripes, dear fella. Yeah, he did. Yeah, this is the one that got scarred. He's got a big scar going down, freaking down the center of his nose and eye, between his eyes. We can see that you're still wearing your prison rags. Is he blind in one eye? Yeah, looking at him, he looks like he stink. He would stink. Here's the Downs. They're trying to pay a gunfighter to kill the major villain, who is played by Miss none other than the late great Gene Hackman. And that cat is making all the noise. Would be my cat Ariel. She's talking to me. I guess Ariel's in her own way saying hello. Ariel. Yeah, well, that's she words and pictures. She usually gets chatty with me like that, but she's great. She's a great cat. Now they're roasting full goats in the goats or lambs in the street. What what are you gonna do with you? Really, what would you do with used gold teeth? I mean, what? Melt them down? I mean, I just don't understand what the draw to you sell trying to sell used gold teeth would be. Wow, 123,000. Even back then, whenever that then is, I'm sure that had to be a whole chunk of change for somebody. Oh, he's the sweetest champion. That's a young Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, oh no, no worries, words and pictures. I do understand, and I forgive my my sometimes my audio is not always what it needs to where it needs to be at, and I really do appreciate you telling me and letting me know. So thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. DiCaprio is quite a young in here, quite the youngster. He was just getting, you know, getting started. Okay, I'm curious to what that was at the bottom of the drink. Was it chewing gum or was what was it? See, there's something at the bottom of that drink. What is it? Now I'm curious. Here we have our villain anti-protagonist right here. Spurs and all, Mr. Gene Hackman. Yeah, yeah. I have been told. I have been told that deleted. I guess I really need to hold the mic closer or something. I uh, I don't know how. I've done everything I possibly can on my end to fix the problem. Let's see. How do how am I sounding right now? Am I pretty good? Yeah, I just think when I get further away from the mic, it sounds like that. I literally have to be pretty close to the mic, like right now, for it to sound better. But we'll eventually get these problems hashed out. Might have to get a new mic. Mics get old, and who knows? There's no telling. There's no telling. I will keep that in mind. Words and delete. I say he's fast. He cut that pretty good. I think he wants him in the contest because he knows he's the only one who can give him really good competition. I think she just proved she can shoot. We got us a making of Annie Oakley in the house. She's looked pretty darn fast, and she looked aimed to hit her target. Yeah, I know we did this one a couple years back, but sometimes it's fun to go back and rewatch them again, especially after the late Gene Hackman, and untimely. I don't know if you can call untimely passing, but maybe awkward passing of the late great Gene Hackman. I haven't seen Sharon Stone in anything new for quite a few years. I think it's been about a decade since seen Sharon Stone in a film. Yeah, I like the old clock tower. When the, when this film was new, I really appreciate it because uh, Sam Raimi from directing like Army of Darkness and all the Evil Dead films, and this was before he did Spider Man, so this was an add to his. He did Darkman, so you could tell a lot of shots, that Sam Raimi's work because the style of which he films the film. They're very familiar, but they're very signature Sam Raimi. Man, he's got the keys, and his boys hating on the preacher guy, Mister Russell, played by Russell Crowe. And then this was when Russell Crowe was still making good and decent films. Uh, there hasn't been many films in as of late that Russell Crowe's been good in. I'm gonna get our timestamp is 24 minutes and 17 seconds. I guess I guess he got away from that old busted old wagon left out in somewhere on the Oregon Trail or somewhere wherever that was. Gee, do you have to drive the chalk on the chalkboard like that? Most folks don't take that sound too kindly. Hail to Fan Wilson Fan Wilson, Casadina Loomis, uh, Buenos Toros Español, por favor. I'll have to get a translation on that. Hey, hail to FKH C2005, sometimes known as Tim. We are happy to have you all with us. Once again, if you would like to follow along and watch the film, if you do not have it on a physical copy, we do provide a link to where you can view the film, and that link should be pinned at the top of our chats, right here and right here. If you want to follow along and watch with us, you may do so. Once again, as much as I and Deleted Scenes would love to show these to you here on YouTube, we are restricted by copyright law and the laws and regulations of YouTube. So we cannot show it live, but we provide the screening room area to which you can watch along. And we do hope you will continue to enjoy the Western Cinema presentation each and every Sunday. Sometimes part of our deleted scenes he won't always be absent, but he'll be here for most and on time. It's just circumstances and life happens, folks. But we do hope you're enjoying the film, and we're glad that you're here. Place your bets. Place your bets. Here you have the signature Sam Raimi style come into play. Love it. Signature Sam Raimi filmology. The shots of the eyes, the intensity. Hail to Dakota Wright. Good to see you. Once again, if you'd like to follow and watch along, if you do not have your own physical copy, as much as we like to show these to you here on YouTube, we are restricted by copyright law and the guidelines and rules and regulations of YouTube. So we provide a screening room for you, which is pinned at the top. To find that link, here you have it right there and right there. We are currently 31 minutes and 31 seconds into our feature film. Kapla to Gorilla Center Thoughts. Good to see you, my friend. And I will not try to keep it down. I'm going to make as much noise as I possibly can because I'm the outlaw Bill and I do as I please, brother. I like how it shows. I like how the director chose to film the different sequences in black silhouette. I like this. I like that revolver pistol. All silver. Very cool. Silver or chrome. I don't know which would you call that? Silver or chrome. Well, he knows his way around guns, doesn't he? Oh, the child's picking up horse scat or horse poop or horse shit, however you want to throw it at the preacher man. I, I'm sorry, I don't know about you folks, but I just want to pick up horse shit or touch it with my bare hands. Ew, that's nasty. And that's exactly what the audience is throwing at our preacher. Horse scat. Hey, you spilled your beer, party foul. I don't think it was you. I think it was just muscle memory. Muscle memory. Well, at least she didn't kill you. You could have been killed. That would, you know. Is there, you guys, is the picture and sound quality okay for you? Let me know if there's any problems. I'll make any adjustment I have. We'll have to. So. Thank you, Winston Pictures. Appreciate that. It looks like he shot his thumb off. Now he shot his other hand right through the center of his hand. I don't think he's going to be a very good fighter anymore with. Blaster. It looked like he shot him in the heart there. Wow. A town that actually really hates him so much. They hired their own gunfighter to be done with him. Well, he moved his toe. I think the actor just moved his toe, and it got in the cut. I just noticed that now. Did you guys see it? He twitched his foot. This is the second film I seen Gary Sinise in. Because the first scene that I seen, first film that I seen Gary Sinise in was Forrest Gump. It was later one where I went back and he found him in Of Mice and Men. He was in a film called Of Mice and Men, but I never did watch that film. I was turned off by the title. Yeah, I know that's a novel, but I was like every time I saw Mice and Men on cable or HBO or whatever, I just always turned away. But later I went back and watched Of Mice and Men. It was quite a good film. Our current timestamp is 50 minutes and 44 seconds. He was unfaithful, so he killed her. Because he's a killer. He's a killer. That is a funny looking Derringer gun. I don't know if that's what you call it. The little gun she has. I don't know if it's got maybe 2 or 3 shots. Oh, that one's probably got about at least 2 shots. You watched The Hunting Party from 1971, Gene Hackman, Aubrey, Candice, Candice Bergen in sadistic and ambiguous characters, a great rage filled fun and at the time. Huh. Thank you. Where's the pictures? I'll have to find that one and check it out. Words and Pictures dropping some knowledge on us. Says that small pistol is a knuckle duster. 7 shot, 22. Wow, that's very cool and very interesting. You know, I'm gonna probably look that up a little bit later. But thank you. I really appreciate that. Words and Pictures. Thank you, my friend. I really like the gothic and old style Victorian house in the background. It's very eerie of the protagonist, Herod, aka Gene Hackman. I like how the paid gunfighter, when he gets shot, you see the most blood come from that the paid gunfighter. Classic Sam Raimi style. I like that. You can see a hole right through his head. He stinks worse dead. I love this. We're gonna have to bury this fella really deep. He stinks so bad. That was some great dialogue there. Our current time stamp is 1 hour, 6 minutes, 40 seconds. She despised him, yet she decided to spare his life. But he had it coming. I tell you, he had it coming. I think he's dead now. This must have been around sometime around the Civil War because I saw a Confederate soldier, at least a person in Confederate clothing or uniform. Yeah, gold teeth. He got gold teeth. I say this must be somewhere in Texas because there's a lot of Hispanic and well, either Spanish or Mexicans. Don't know what the PC word for. I guess we call them for all the purpose Mexicans if they're or at least from South America and Mexico. Spotted horse putting on his war paint, being an Indian and such. Spotted horse cannot be killed by any man. And he only had preacher man only had one bullet. takes care of Spotted Horse. That would be the preacher, or Russell Crowe's character. That old guy there is a great character actor. He was also in Christine. Maybe when if deleted scenes arrives, he can tell us his name, or we'll look it up. I don't think the rain is natural. I think it's they have on the set uh, a sprinkler system because there's no clouds that indicate that it would be raining like this, right? Look at the set. There's no clouds in the sky that would indicate raining, and I guess the budget didn't allow for them because CGI did exist back then, but there's no way they could have went back and made it look like it was a rainy day. I wonder what made Sam Raimi decide to make that scene a rainy day. These are questions I would ask the director. I mean, you see dark clouds, but there's not anywhere where the rain would be falling. So it just begs the question: why is it raining? Oh, there's a Confederate flag in the background. No, getting it is somewhere in probably Texas or New Mexico. But there was dead old swirl cactus, so that could be taking place somewhere in Arizona. Ah, yes. I think the rain in the graveyard was a dramatic effect, representing the soundless sadness of the child losing her father. Thank you for that observation, words and pictures. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. Very good, very good observation. Welcome to Deleted Scenes. We're glad to see that you arrived.
Hello, hello. All right. See, we are up
Our
to
current timestamp is 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 43 seconds. I really love this sequence here. Once again, signature Sam Raimi filmmaking here. Right through the gut. Uh, bona fide killer. And painful.
and of course, Herod doesn't come through that unscathed either. So, Right. Would like to take the moment to say hello to those joining us in the chat. FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. I see words and pictures. Fran Wilson Castaneda Lamoose, welcome. Dakota Wright, welcome. Gorillas Centered Thakapla. Remind everybody joining us that the screening room, the link for the screening room is at the top of both chats. And of course, as we are live, you can join us here on Cosme. Otherwise, you will need your own personal copy.
Can you hear us, Deleted Scenes? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're breaking up. There's a static. What? Yeah. That's Ratsy. Boom. No more Ratsy. Boss fight time, kids. Buckle up. Boom.
There
More
goes the
clock
clock
tower.
tower. And there goes his
That house.
Gothic
Yeah.
style Victorian
Damn it.
house.
I was building a house. uh,
Damn, just
and
blow up the whole town. Can we get an audio check there on deleted scenes? I don't know if I can hear. I can't hear if you said anything.
I'm here. Can you hear me now? Testing,
There
testing.
goes
Can you
the
hear me
budget.
now? Okay. Can you hear me? Sound check, sound check. Can you hear me now? Okay. Words and pictures says you can hear me. Okay. Good. All right. Well, it appears Court can shoot just fine.
Okay, I adjusted my audio, and now I can hear you.
Okay,
I
good,
was
good,
just a
good.
little adjustment in StreamYard.
And of course, the big reveal that basically rips off Once Upon a Time in the West, and which I think is one of the reasons why the critics kind of savaged this movie. Um, but it makes sense within the context, I think. And of course, Gary Sinise's her father was the marshal.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Deleted.
Yes.
Okay, just a second.
And that, my friends, is why you don't fire a gun with your eyes closed.
Do you know the old man who that character actor is? He's been in a
Robert,
lot of stuff.
yeah, Robert's Blossom. Yeah. I first saw him in Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood, but he was in many films before and after that. Oh, I've escaped. Shit.
There's a hole right through him.
And of course, you see how that was framed, right? Was the town is behind her, and it's basically hell behind him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, very Sam Raimi-esque.
Yeah.
This was one of the very few early Russell Crowe films, because the only other film that I seen him in around this same time was the one he did with Denzel Washington,
Uh-huh.
and I think that was in the same year, 95, or maybe it was a couple of years later. What's it called? Virtuosity or something?
Virtuosity. Yeah.
Now you can happily call your town Redemption.
Yeah.
And we have a new sheriff, aka the preacher. And there you have it. Once again, the quick and the dead.
All right. All right. Well, if you've ever seen the broadcast edit of this film, you will see there are some things that are a little different. For example, Tobin Bell is cut completely out of the TV edit. I guess for time, and the film opens with Ellen Sharon Stone riding into town. Woody Strode's scene is also usually cut out. He was meant to be in more of the movie. And was let me deal with the let me deal with that troll. Racial language in my chat will get you banned. So please leave the show, Mr. Cobb. Thank you. All right. Woody Strode was originally supposed to be in more of the film, but he passed away during filming, which is why he's just in that one scene. This was also Robert's Blossom's last film as well. So, all right. Moving on to location filming. It was filmed entirely on location in Arizona, in the Sonoran Desert, Tucson Mountains.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Ironwood Forest National Monument. Las Ciénegas National Conservation Area. Mescal. And Old Tucson, 201 South Kinney Road. All right. Moving on to the trivia. All right. A sex scene between Ellen and Court was shot, but Sharon Stone and director Sam Raimi decided it wasn't a necessary part of the story. The scene was not included in the American release of the film, but the international version does. Sharon Stone handpicked Russell Crowe to be in this film. The studio was initially unsure about this choice because Crowe was a complete unknown to the American audience. Sharon Stone was so insistent that Leonardo DiCaprio appear in the film that she paid his salary personally. Bruce Campbell had a cameo appearance during a wedding scene, but the scene was cut. Campbell says Sam Raimi created that scene for the specific reason of giving Pat Hingle something more substantial to do, and was never intended to be in the movie in the first place. Campbell was also visiting the set on his day off when Raimi drafted him to play a Skid Row character in several background shots. Although all of Campbell's appearances ended up on the cutting room floor, he is still listed high up in the credits. Director trademark. POV shot. As a drinking glass and bullets fly through the air, we see their targets and the missiles you point. All of the actors on the set in the gunfight scenes were instructed in the art of the quick draw by a stunt coordinator. Due to his limited screen time, Gene Hackman had the most opportunity to prepare his quick draw. As a result, was the fastest actor on the set. According to the Evil Dead companion, Sharon Stone was given a lengthy list of directors that had been approved to direct his films so that she could choose the director she thought would work. She was sent a list with a single name, Sam Raimi. When asked why she chose Raimi, she said it was because she liked Army of Darkness, among Raimi's other works. Scars is a tribute to Curly Howard of the Three Stooges. There's a scene where Gene Hackman lightly slaps Sharon Stone. It wasn't scripted, and her reaction is real. John Sayles did on-set rewrites of the film's script during principal photography. This was Russell Crowe's first American feature film. Sharon Stone's gun for this film was made by master gunsmith John Phillips. Mr. Phillips was a fast draw legend. The title "The Quick and the Dead" comes from the King James translation of the Bible, 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 5, which admonishes the believer from behaving like pagans. Who shall give account to him, Christ, is ready to judge the quick and the dead. The word quick is a more archaic use, meaning living. The movie title plays off the double meaning and that there are two kinds of gunslingers: quick, moving both fast and alive, and the dead. David Arquette was considered for the role of the kid.
Well, I'm glad they didn't face David Arquette.
The badly dilapidated pistol that Herod buys from Fee Herod, whoever that character was, for, I guess that's supposed to be the kid. Court to use the contest as a Model 8, to use in the contest as a Model 1851 Colt Navy cap and ball revolver that has been converted to use metallic cartridges. Such converted cap and ball pistols were common in the Wild West era and were popular as they could be purchased for and about a third of the price of the newer cartridge pistols like Colt Peacemaker, Remington New Army, or Smith & Wesson Schofield. Sam Raimi's original ending didn't work, so he went to Sony Pictures to ask for a writer to fix it. The studio suggested Joss Whedon, who saw the movie and fixed the ending for Raimi in one afternoon. During the scene where the gunfighters are signing up for the quick draw competition in the saloon, The lady is sitting, who's Sharon Stone, is sitting under a wanted poster listing rape and murder. A few minutes later, when the camera angle shifts, you see the drawing on the poster, and the name of the wanted man is Virgil Sparks, one of the shooters who has just joined a competition. Matt Damon turned down the role of Kid. As the lady's riding into town, the Undertaker says 5'8". Am I right? I'm never wrong. In reality, Sharon Stone is 5'8". As the lady rides up to the bar, we see the clock tower for the first time. This is the clock strikes 6. You can clearly hear the click that Court mentions before our first fight. The film was released the same year Sam Raimi produced the television series Xena Warrior Princess. Like Ellen, the character of Xena is a warrior woman haunted by her darkness. Jonathan Gill, who played Spotted Horse, is a real-life Lakota Native American. After an older extra passed away on set, Gill held a traditional Lakota ceremony to honor him. The filmmakers hired a lot of extras from the unemployment rolls in Tucson. Casting director Cicely Jordan said they wanted people with a million miles on their faces. Wow. Sharon Stone's leather jacket is the real deal, over 100 years old, from a Western. The movie includes many examples of available handguns for the period, from cap and ball cartridge firing versions. Ellen's tiny gun is called a knuckle duster. It's made to also be used as brass knuckles. Because she's using an old-style revolver, Sharon Stone has to pull the hammer back for each shot. Stone worked hard to make it look like it's much easier than it is. The cast trained with their guns for 3 months before production started. They would take their guns back to their hotel rooms each night to keep practicing. The cast had fun on set with the guns. They would greet each other with a "How are you?" then go for their guns to see who could outdraw the other. How they didn't kill each other in this film, I have no idea. Because of the time between he's told to scram and when he's shot, Rainer Shoney plays Ratsy, had to do a whole lap around town before Gene Hackman turned around. Lance Henriksen worked on one trick for a month before production began without telling anyone. When he got to the city, showed it to Sam Raimi, who immediately put it in the movie. Sharon Stone bought the horse Magic after the movie was over. Says Stone, "I've been riding all my life, but never on such a fine horse as this." There are 11 gunfights in the film. Because there are so many gunfights, Sam Raimi made sure to make all of them look different. All right. Words and Pictures has to leave us. Have a good night, sir.
Good night, Words and Pictures. We're glad that you were able to join us for this feature.
All right. With 12 other Westerns filming in 1994, the crew faced a shortage of Old West costumes. Sam Raimi hoped that girls look up to Ellen for being righteous and fair, but that they don't get wrapped up in a message of vengeance, as that would be a bad thing. Sam Raimi said that Russell Crowe is what we imagine the American cowboy to have been like. Crowe and DiCaprio only have one scene in the film together. Lance Henriksen loved playing the role of Ace Hanlon. He says, "I felt like I was that guy. My wife used to walk on his set and say, 'My heart be still.'" Nice. The movie features an 1866 Remington Derringer. Derringer is the name for the smallest gun of a caliber. It's a misspelling of Henry Derringer, an 1800s gun maker famous for his pocket pistols. Crowe and DiCaprio would later go on to co-star in Ridley Scott's Body of Lies. All of the guns in the film are authentic for 1878. Many guns you don't normally see in Westerns. One of Herod's henchmen is Sharon Stone's brother, Michael. While Russell Crowe and Sven-Ole Thorsen, who played the Swede, doesn't get to face off in this film, they would do so later on in 2000 in Gladiator. DiCaprio fans, you might want to plug your ears for this one. Sharon Stone named Russell Crowe as her favorite on-screen kisser. She didn't feel the same about Leonardo DiCaprio, saying it was about as sexy as kissing my arm.
Well, probably due to the youth of DiCaprio back then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. All right. When Horace gives his speech on the competition rules before kids' first fight, he mentions not to draw until they hear the sound of the first time of the town clock. The chime was never heard. The only sound was when the men-at-arm moved to the 12th position. Sharon Stone's leather pants were so tight, she was unable to sit down in the chair. Also, she fired her stand-in because she was getting more attention from the crew than she was.
Damn. Yeah.
According to Bruce Campbell, Gene Hackman initially refused to do the scene where Heron leads to his aide and asks, "What are the odds on the kid?" It was the only when Sam Raimi explained his character's motivation that he agreed to do the scene as planned. Liam Neeson was the first choice to play Court. When Ellen is unpacking at her hotel room, there's a mat gourd on the table. She said something earlier about having been in South America. Sharon Stone went to Argentina in 1993 and had an interview with then President Carlos Menem. He later claimed that the mate was a gift from him. Horace the bartender points to a chest full of money, announcing that it is the prize for the contest and amount is $123,000. The U.S. dollar had an average inflation rate of 2.3% per year between 1880 and 2016. The $123,000 in the year 1880 is worth $3,220,357.06 in 2021. One of the few rare films that Sam Raimi's composer and friend Joseph LaDuca doesn't score for him. Personally, as the studio wanted an A-list composer on the film that had experience on scoring a Western. Despite working with Sam Raimi on this film and hasn't since, composer Alan Silvestri stated that he was a dog. His experience of the film, working with him, which was all positive. This film is the third Western that composer Alan Silvestri had worked on in 5 years, which included both Back to the Future Part 3 and Young Guns 2. This was the 10th action-adventure film prior to Judge Dredd, which would be released 5 months after this film, that Oscar nominee Alan Silvestri would score in 5 years. The other films, Back to the Future 3, Young Guns 2, Predator 2, Ricochet, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, The Bodyguard, Super Mario Brothers Sidekicks, Judgment Night, and Blown Away. Director Sam Raimi has said over the years that the film was an homage to the late Sergio Leone and spaghetti westerns he directed both visually and production-wise, but still containing Sam Raimi's own visual style and own visual and eclectic style. One of the last films filmed at my tongue is on. Sorry. One of the last movies filmed at Old Tucson Studios before the big fire of April 25th, 1995. Much of Old Tucson was destroyed, including rare behind-the-scenes footage of John Wayne, as well as artifacts such as wardrobe from Little House on the Prairie and buildings such as the McClintock Saloon from the movie McClintock. The size of the fire took deployment of 100 pieces of equipment and over 200 firefighters from every fire department in the Tucson metro area, including the Arizona National Guard and Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. The studio has since been rebuilt and is open to the public.
There was a statue at Harold's house, the Victorian house that got blown up.
Uh-huh.
Was that a statue of like Sid Caesar or Caesar, the Roman ruler? Does the scrolls say anything about that?
It
Because I
does
was
not,
curious.
but it could have been. Okay, let me see. There's a few more here. Then we'll wrap it up. The actual bar and the saloon can currently be found at Long Barn Ranch in Half Moon Bay, California. Sharon Stone left her childhood accident neck scar unmade up to give her character that spaghetti western feel. The cast includes 3 Oscar winners, Crow, DiCaprio, and Hackman, and 2 nominees, Sharon Stone and Gary Sinise. There are 16 tournament participants in all. Ellen, Court, the Kid, Herod, Spotted Horse, Cantrell, Scars, Dredd, Ford, Flatnose Foy, Simp Dixon, Carlos Montoya, Virgil Sparks, Doc Kelly, Ace Hanlon, and B. Gutson, a.k.a. the Swede. Okay. This movie co-stars Olivia Burnett from Y, Charlie Brown Y, and Tobin Bell from the Saw films, who are both known for playing a cancer patient in their respective titles, albeit in differing stories for completely different audiences. The kid's real name is Fee Herod. Final body count, 18. It took 2.5 days to film the gunfight between Ellen and Eugene. The actors were soaked the whole time. Kevin Conway said, "That scene was probably the most difficult I'd ever done in my life." The bullet holes that appear after a person was shot during the contest or after were director Sam Raimi's idea. He wanted something different and unique with the film and felt that this idea had never been done before and followed through with it. Court is the only one in the movie that calls the lady by her real name while they're facing off against each other. In Court's fight with Spotted Horse, he pleads several times for another bullet. Finally, he adds, "Now, goddammit," signifying his final departure from his passive priest persona. Alrighty. And that is all of the trivia from IMDb Pro. The scrolls are closed.
Excellent. Very good. Well,
all right.
I hope you can. Will be. How's your schedule looking for next week?
As of right now, I am available. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking maybe going maybe a half an hour early than normal time due to the long film that I intend to I intend to do for next week. I intend to do The Big Country from 1958, directed by William Wyler, starring Gregory Peck, Joan Simmons, Carol Baker, Charlton Heston, and Burl Willis, and Carl's Bickford. It has a runtime of 2 hours and 47 minutes, has an audience score of 91%, and it's just been I've been really wanting to do this one for quite a while, so we hope our friend across the pond can join us for that one, and that's why I would like to do maybe do it about a half an hour to 40 minutes earlier.
Of course, this is going to be our film.
Yeah.
Big Country next week. All right. So check that out. It's a very good one. It doesn't go in the direction that you think it's going to go. It's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as more films with the late great Gene Hackman, we plan on doing Bat 21, on for Action Theater. Plan on doing the Bat 21 coming up. The Poseidon Adventure, and a few other films with him in it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting on Western Cinema Presents and Action Theater.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So anything?
That is all I have to say.
Yeah.
Have it coming up for a while, and but stay posted because I am. You never know when I might do a surprise stream and or upload. So anyway, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and being able to join us. Kind of clearly, words and pictures. FKHE 2005. Sometimes him, Dakota Wright, Fran Wilson, Casadel Loomis. Yeah, that's about. Well, thank you. Appreciate you for being here, and we do hope you will come back and be a part of our next either Western Cinema Presents or Action Theater Presents. Always be excellent to one another, party on, and Deleted Scenes cannot wait to see you on the next one, and then I'll give it to Deleted Scenes to say his parting words.
All right. Well, as I always say, thank you for joining us. Once again, remind you that if you are not watching the show live, you will need your own physical copy. It is available on Blu-ray. I'm sure you can also find it for streaming. So you would need to watch it that way.
Tubi's always a good bet.
Tubi's usually a pretty good bet. Yeah.
Yeah, Tubi's got a lot of content there.
Yeah. That way you can sync up with the commentary.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I always say, thank you for joining us tonight. Good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy. Because this is how we win.
Later, folks.